Okay, so it was requested that I duel against Sam's Fluffals with my Cyber Dragons, so let's see how this plays out.
YugiNoNo!
Alright, so a lot of this matchup really comes down to the die roll, and I lost the die roll, unfortunately, so I'm stuck trying to make the best board that I can going first, and I do have some really derpy moves that I could show you guys where you can make the best out of a first turn board with Cyber Dragons, but I actually opened up with too many Kaijus, I think, in this game, and at least I opened up with Galaxy Soldier. Usually if you open up a Galaxy Soldier, you can at least get Infinity on the board, which is what I do. And I mean, in hindsight, I could have gone into Crystal Wing off of Theseus, but and that's probably what I should have done. But it is what it is. I went into Infinity, got a monster off, got a monster off Nova, went into Infinity. It's whatever. So, and I also could have technically left the Nova on the board with the drive for the attack boost or something, and if he killed, if he was stupid enough to kill the Nova with card effect, I could have floated out into a Chimera Tech, Rampage Dragon. There's a lot of moves with this deck, guys. I'm not gonna bog down the video like explaining every single move of Cyber Dragon. That sucked. But what I did was I negated the Poly, and then I Max Seed on his Brilliant Fusion because I guess I could have waited until he brought out Tiger or something, and negated the Tiger effect, but I just went ahead and went for the Poly, and so my negate off of Infinity is done. So my Infinity is just sitting there with 2300 attack, and of course Dry has 1800 attack, and right now he's like, I think he's trying to figure out like the best board he can make. It looks like he searches out a Penguin, and then right now he's getting a King of the Swamps effect, searching out a Poly, and he activates Polymerization, of course, which is, Fluffals don't activate Poly. I'm just kidding. And he activates Sense Fusion, goes to Nodin, and then he could go into, actually no, he was trying to fuse with it because King of the Swamps is level 3. But so I drew off the Nodin, but I went ahead and just saved the draw for the Cheer Girl, so I didn't draw like an extra card right there. We were talking, as we were dueling, and but we would sound like chipmunks right now, with the fast forward on, if you guys could, if you guys could hear us, which is why I narrate over these, so they are, so you guys can follow what's going on, and also so it doesn't take forever and a day for a video. So I'll upload like an hour video of us dueling. That'd be terrible. But Sam actually doesn't have the Bahamut Shark. I think he maybe he didn't want to go Bahamut Shark Toad. I don't think he wanted to let me draw too much or something like that. I think that's what it was, because he could have gone Bahamut Shark Toad right there, because he had 2 waters, King of the Swamp and the Nodin. And right there, activate the Kaiju Slumber, wiping the board, giving him a Jizukiru. I give myself the Dogron. And why you give yourself Dogron is because you can go into Harbinger in this deck. So right here, that was my game plan anyways. I go ahead and contact Fuse for Chimera Tech and have my 2 8s on the board, which is fantastic. I attempt to activate the Galaxy Soldier, and he vanities me. So I'm just like, okay. And so I attack. I think I just that pretty much ends my turn, and I attack with 5,000, and then out of habit right here, yeah, that's what I thought was coming up. Yeah, out of habit, I backed it up. I was like, you didn't remind me that they had vanities up. Like, it's such a habit for me to try to, go into like Harbinger like anytime I can. I freaking love that move. I invented that move a long time ago. It's actually in one of my deck profiles. I show off that move, or maybe a couple of my deck profiles. I'm not sure, but I do pull it off in this game if you guys want to see it, or you can go check out my deck profiles, because I do show off combos in my deck profiles whenever I can. If I don't spend like 3 hours explaining a deck, I usually, show off some combos. And he gets to search off the edge imps. And I was wondering how he was going to turn off his vanities, and he smacks into my Chimera Tech. That's how he turns off vanities. And because I was kind of worried. I was like, is this about to be over? I mean, can you turn it off? He had to like suicide his dog to turn off the vanities. I activated Solemn. I do play a Solemn right now because I don't have Desires in real life. If I had Desires in real life, I'd max out on Desires in this deck. But since I don't have Desires, I'm actually playing 2 Power Bond and a Solemn. Just because if I do go first, I like to have the Solemn. And Power Bond's kind of dead at 3 sometimes. Like, I love Power Bond; it's a great card. But sometimes it's just dead. If you draw 3 of it, and no monsters to use with it, it's dead as shit. And he gets 2 pops off of his squid there because he brought it back with the Sabertooth. and he's got monsters in defense because, you know, he can't attack, because, you know, he's had to smash his dog and to turn off the vanities. I activate Slumber, and right here I'm taking like 5 years to think of my moves. So right here I was trying to think of a way I could possibly, like, what took me so long, I was like, what can I make to like stay alive? And I was like, can I go into Michael off of Zolkin? And I was like, no, I can't. And then you know, because I did have instant fusion in hand, so what I did is I just made Chimera Tech in defense mode and just prayed that I lived for another turn. And I didn't have like another, if I activated the instant fusion, I didn't have another spell to set for Zolkin. That was my problem, because I could have outed his board. I could have Chimera Teched and then went in Zolkin or whatever my move was, you know, Michael and Zolkin and the Michael. I had a move if I had like another spell in hand to set for the Zolkin. That's the point I'm trying to make. I think that's what took me so long, if I remember. And right here, yeah, he wins. Like, he just smacks twice with the squid, and yeah, it's done. So now we're in game 2, and of course I opt to go second because, you know, kaijus and such, like I was explaining. He activates Brilliant Fusion. I swear he sees that every game. He's so lucky. He never sees the Garnet. It's stupid. And activate Maxi. So I'm like gonna draw a bunch of cards if he's not careful, of course. And he's getting his draw off of Wings and like Search, off of Toy Vendor. It's so good. That move is just broke. And I tried to draw, I think, and he was like, no, that's my normal. And I was like, oh, because I'm like trying to keep track, and I'm like running on no sleep in this match, and I'm like, do I draw? Like, I don't want to miss a draw on camera. That would suck, you know, off of Max C, because sometimes it is easy to forget like a draw off of Max C. Like, you really, and you know, this is a casual duel, so it's like, you know, especially easy. And, you know, for an actual regional, I'm pretty like hyped up on coffee, and I don't miss a beat. But he's actually playing the new Foolish Burial in this deck. Allows him to pitch the Toy Vendor, get a Search. It's really good. He swears by 3, and I'm just like, I don't know if you should play 3, but I mean, he does. It's a good card. I mean, it's a really good card in like several different decks, like Volcanics, Monarchs, you know, all that stuff. And he activates, I think he's about to, he activates the freaking Penguin. The freaking Penguin's broke. That Penguin is so broke. And let's see, what is he gonna do now? He's going first. I think he's just, I don't know what he sits on. He's under Max C, and he's trying not to die at the same time. And he makes Sheep, which is smart, because like if he didn't make Sheep, and I mean, I think Fluffal players make Sheep going first regardless. But I mean, right now he's got to hope that I don't have the Slumber. Right here, we're like we talk, we're trying to make, we're talking back and forth. We make sure we don't miss any draws and stuff on camera, because that would suck. I do have the Slumber. He did let me draw a bunch of cards. I didn't draw into it. I actually had it in my opening hand. Actually, I think I drew into a second one, believe it or not, off the Max C. And I just like the, you know, the Sheep comes back. I Chimera Attack. That play is just, it's so good. It's so freaking good. And right here, activate Reasoning, and he's looking at my grave. He's like, I'll call 5, and he called it right. Sam gets so damn lucky. And this is one of those situations where it was not beneficial for me for him to call 5. And then I just swing for 2,000, main 2, go into Harbinger, and he draws off. He drew off the Harbinger or whatever, and we were talking about that. He was like, so since you were under Max C, like, you know, why did you make Harbinger? And I'm just like, well, because like I guess I could have waited, but I decided to make Harbinger because I could have kept 2 monsters on the board, but I like the Harbinger play. I like to negate a spell. It's just really strong, and Harbinger's a 3,000 body. And I guess you can argue like Dogoron's a 3,000 body, and you have a 2,000 body on the board with Chimera Attack. But right there, like, I stopped his Fright for Fusion, and I mean, so that's kind of strong. He gets rid of the Harbinger with Tiger. I mean, some of the plays in this duel are pretty up for the debate, but it is what it is. And he goes into, like, right now, he decides to go into Fairy Cheer Girl of all things. And once again, he doesn't make the Toad. I'm not sure why. I guess he's fearing the kaijus. I'm not sure. I guess he wanted the draw, and he does get some damage in. I guess he would have got less. He would have got more damage in if he went like Bahamut Shark and then swung with 26, and then, you know, main 2 went into Toad, you know, because you can't attack for the rest of the turn with Bahamut Shark. But it is what it is. I do have another Slumber, like I said, so his board's wiped. I gave him just Kiru, and then I think I am under max C again. Am I under max C? I think I have. Oh yeah, I am under max C again. He did drop another one, I think. And search off core. And go into Chimera Tech, and I think he skips a couple draws, because as we're talking, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have game, but we were counting draws, like, in case I didn't actually have game, but I did, so it is what it is. Like, I mean, if I didn't actually have game, we were still counting draws, but I had it. So now we're in game 3, and I freaking, you guys are going to be so disappointed in me. I'm just like, I'm done. Of course he opts to go. I mean, I opened up really, really good if I was going second. I couldn't do anything. I passed going first. He made me go first. I had nothing I could do. I could have summoned my dry, but I was just like, well, then I won't have a Cyber Dragon for the Chimera Tech play in my hand, so I was just like hoping. But you know what? He was like, I have this. Like, you're so done. Just let me show off on camera. Don't quit. I was like, okay. So he's like sitting here being a show off, and he makes like this just insane, like, he makes the most insane board ever. It's really, really dumb. Like, Fluffals can do some really, really dumb things, and I think they're still getting even more support, which is stupid. It's it's so stupid. And like Squid is so good. Like, Squid pops a card. I mean, I don't even know what Fluffals would really need to be like tier 0. They're pretty close to it. I guess if they had, like, you know, some sort of a Fright Fur monster they can make first turn that acted like an Infinity or a Toad or something, you know, like something more reactive on your opponent's turn, that would be really good. And he's just, I mean, if I had Max C right now, I would have drawn like a billion cards, but it wouldn't have mattered, you know, unless I was playing like Swift Scarecrow or something. But anyways, guys, this match is done. Go ahead and dig slap that like button and subscribe.